All right, hello everybody. Welcome to the team call. And today we are going to be talking about tracking your business, how to track your business, and goal setting. And if you have any questions and you're watching this recording back, you can email me or Amy directly, or you can post it in the comment section of the video, and we will be able to help you with any questions that you might have. So I would like to start. I hear someone talking. I don't know.
Oh, it's let me mute my line. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay, it's okay. There we go. Okay, thank you. So anyway, before you start tracking, basically you need to know what tracking is and why you're tracking. And to be able to know why you're tracking, you need to know what your goals are. So I feel like, I wrote this earlier, I said goals are the destination and tracking and the 3 vital behaviors are your roadmap to get you to your goal. So basically, if you do not have a goal and you don't know what you're doing, you're probably not going to track your business. If you have a really big goal, just know that it's going to take, those consistent behaviors to get you to where you want to be. So you have to have a goal. Like I said, some people have big goals, some people don't have very big goals, some people have, just want to make a couple of extra $100. Whatever it is you want to do, have that written down, have that in place, and then start tracking and putting in the activity to get you to where you want to be. So tracking is the activity that you are going to do to get you where you want to be. Can you be successful without tracking? I feel like you can be successful without tracking, but I feel like sometimes it's going to take you longer to get to where you want to be. I don't feel like you're going to be extremely organized if you aren't tracking your business. I feel like you can, when you're tracking, you're much more successful, and not only successful, but you're more consistent in what you need to be doing. Or when you're tracking your business, you might surpass the goal that you had. Let's just say you had a goal of wanting to reach $300 or wanting to make $300 extra a week. If you're tracking, you're going to surpass that goal, and you might even get to that destination faster than you would if you weren't tracking, because you're able to see what you need to work on. Tracking is a duplicatable system. I feel like tracking should include the 3 vital behaviors, and I will show you guys the tracker that I choose to use. There are many different trackers that you can use. There's the business activity tracker. I think Amy has a pretty awesome tracker, and I use a tracker that Sarah Try has actually done and just kind of made it my own, so that I know what I'm doing. And if you guys want to track as a team, I think that that's a really good idea for us to do. We've done it before, and I will tell you that I had a goal of wanting to make a couple of $100. I think it was like $500. I started that in January. I said, I want to make $500 a week. I will tell you that I completely surpassed that. And I feel like I did that only because I was tracking my business and I knew what I had to do. I knew that there were certain activities that I was not doing consistently. And then I realized where I needed to work. And where I needed to work was not so much inviting the challenge groups, but I wasn't inviting people to the coaching opportunity. If I had not been tracking my business, I wouldn't be where I am right now. I will tell you that it does take some discipline to do, but if you just take 8 weeks or even 4 weeks to track, you're going to create a habit, and you're really going to learn and know where you need to grow. Also, tracking your business helps your leader or your coach know where we need to help you. So let's just say, for example, I'll just go ahead and pull up a screen share of what the tracker that I use so that I can better talk about it. Can you guys see my tracker? Thumbs up, yes or no? Can you guys see my tracker? Okay, thank you. So this is a tracker that we did together as a team. And just so you guys know, our work week starts on Thursday and ends on Wednesday. So that's how our work week starts. So the way that I track it is I track each week. I set a goal. As you see, you'll see that we have a weekly goal that we want to get to. I was at wanting to make $1,000 weekly requirement. So I knew, and my coach and I game planned on how much activity I was going to have to do in order to get to that goal. Once that is established, you work towards that. I will tell you that when you track, if you have a 0 or a 1 in a spot where you're supposed to have an 8, don't worry about it. Just know and be honest and track honestly what you are doing each day. Because when you are honest when you're tracking, that's going to help me help you get to your goal. And you're going to learn what you need to do and what activities you need to work on and where you need to strengthen yourself so that you can grow. So it's absolutely okay if for some reason you have a 0 in a spot where you have an 8. So that is just where you need to grow as a leader. I mean, none of us are perfect. So we're always going to have those times where we need to continue to grow. So like I said, it not only helps me help you as a leader, but it helps you know what activity you need to work on, and we can work on those together to get to your goal. Another great thing with tracking is when you know what you need to work on, you're going to get out of your comfort zone and you're going to overcome your fears and you're going to hit those challenges head on. So like I said, you know, I knew that by tracking, I was not talking about the coaching opportunity enough. And that was something that I feared. But working with my coach, Lauren, and working with my entire team and seeing where I needed to work, I pushed through the fear of inviting to the coaching opportunity, and it has just changed things drastically. So that's just an example. And when I say be honest, like really be honest with yourself. If you want this business to grow, if you want to hit your goals, just be honest with your coach so that she can help you. For new coaches, I would like to start doing this either as a team, or I would like us to start doing this as a team so that we can work together and so I can better know what type of team calls to do or where the entire team as a whole needs to work. You can also send this to your coach every Thursday so that you guys can game plan for the following week. I will say that you can track your own way, but just make sure that your tracking involves at least the 3 vital behaviors. So if you look at the top right here, I have the activity that needs to be done, business invites, challenge group invites, new combos, ongoing combos, follow-ups, new friends, one-on-one with coaches, and personal development. Notice I have personal development on there because that is the most important thing you need so that you can grow yourself personally, so that you can overcome your fears and reach your goals and be a better leader, or learn how to deal with people, or basically just get over your own insecurities. If you wanted to add, did you work out today, what your workout was, that's a great one too, because that covers the 3 vital behaviors. This tracker covers everything. The only thing I don't have on there is what workout did you do. The company does give something called a business activity tracker, which is in your 7-day quick start, and you can use that if you want, or like I said, you can use this tracker or Amy's. So just know, it just needs to really involve, you know, the 3 vital behaviors. And I will tell you guys that I'm kind of old school. I love pen and paper. So there are times where I put everything down on pen and paper, and then I go back and track it in my Google Drive tracker. This is Google Drive because it saves everything so that I can go back and look at prior weeks, or I can go back and look and see what I need to do so that I can stay consistent. So if you're a pen and paper person, be a pen and paper person. Just make sure that you are following the 3 vital behaviors and you are doing the activities to get you to where you want to be. Like I said, it's a really great visual for your coach, for you. And I would say, look at your activity tracker first thing when you start to sit down and do your power hour. I feel like if you know your why, you have your goals, and you have your tracker, those three things are going to set you up for your day. Those three things are going to let you know where you need to work. So, for example, at the end of the day, if you did, 8 business invites, 2 challenge group invites, and 0 new convos, at the end of the day, it's okay if you didn't do those new combos because you're tracking for the entire week. Just make yourself a to-do list and say, okay, tomorrow I need to make sure that because I didn't do enough new conversations that I'm at least going to start 3 new conversations tomorrow, or 2 new conversations tomorrow, or 4 new conversations tomorrow because I didn't do them yesterday. So that by the end of the week, you have done what you're supposed to do. And if you haven't, like I said, it is absolutely okay to have a discussion with your coach because that's where you guys are going to work together. Let me go down to the chat box. Close. Okay, so that's all that I have. I feel like I went really, really fast, but I just want you guys to know that tracking your business, knowing where you're going, having your goals set, being in communication with your coach, and tracking your business is really going to get you to where you want to be. It's all about the 3 vital behaviors and being honest with yourself and your coach and being consistent. So often we make this business harder than what it is. It's more about getting out of your comfort zone and building relationships than it is about, the numbers. But you're not going to move your business forward unless you're getting out of your comfort zone and pushing towards those numbers. So when I first started, I wasn't talking to 5 new people daily. That's something that grew over time. So just be real with yourself. And if you really want this business to work, just know that tracking, I think, and goal setting is one of the number one things. And me as your coach or anyone as your coach, I'm not here to give you your goals. You come up with your goals and we help you get there. You build your business, but we help you get there as a team. This team has everything that you need to grow, and it's your choice on whether you want to do these habits daily to get there. So, Amy, do you have anything you want to say? I feel like I went really, really fast. Or anything you'd like
Sorry, I was trying to unmute myself.
Okay.
Okay, so the only thing I was going to say is when we post this to the team page, we can include also Sarah Try's tracking call, because one thing I really like about hers, I follow her system too, and then I kind of have a little bit of my own thing as well, just to make it a little more detailed. But one thing I really like about hers is she does reverse engineering from your goal to where you should be setting your standards for your tracking.
Mm-hmm.
And I really like that. And so we'll include that. And then the other thing I was going to say is I know sometimes it's really intimidating, the amount of activity that you feel like you need to do to get to the point you want to be. And a couple things. One, I truly believe what everyone says, all the successful coaches say about your first couple years, 2-3 years, whatever, you're going to be putting in a ton of activity and it's going to pay off in the long run. And so just because you're working so hard now, it's so that you, not that you're not going to be working hard later, but you're probably not going to be working as many hours and stuff like that. And it's going to pay off because most of us, I think, have kind of a ceiling on our income.
Yes.
Unless you already are in business for yourself. And so right now, you may not be seeing huge paychecks or whatever, but if you're just the compound effect, if you're consistently working your business every day, then it's gonna start paying off. And, for some of us, it may be a little sooner rather than later or whatever, but it will happen as long as you stay consistent. And in terms of getting overwhelmed, because I know I've talked to some of my coaches recently about just feeling oh my gosh, I feel like I'm on Facebook all the time or whatever. And I know you mentioned the power hour, which I think is awesome. And the other thing I like to do is maybe put in a little bit more time over the weekend, because a lot of us, might have a little more time over the weekend. And I just really think, at least for now, because Facebook is still getting along with them, that doing something like Buffer or Hootsuite is just so smart, because we talk about working smarter rather than harder and longer. And for me, and for other people that are so busy, like I schedule so many of my posts out over the weekend. For my challenge group, I have a little calendar that I've mapped out everything that I'm going to ask, or little challenge that I'm going to do, or whatever, for the whole month. And, for my challenge group, I can schedule out probably about 2 weeks worth of posts, because you can do 20 posts in Buffer. And so I probably post 2 to 3 times a day. And so I can do 2 weeks worth. And then during those days, I don't have to worry about posting something additional every day in my group. I can just pay attention to what the people are saying and comment on their comments. And then, if I want to record a video of myself, doing my workout or whatever, then I can just throw that in there. But the majority of my posting I've scheduled on the weekend. And the one thing that I didn't even think about doing originally, because I was scheduling for my groups, but what I started doing maybe a month or so ago, was also scheduling my personal posts, which makes a huge difference, because your inspirational posts, you don't have to post that every day.
Right.
I'm sorry. You want to post something inspirational, but my point is you don't have to post it in real time.
Right.
So I schedule out all my posts for my personal wall also 2 weeks in advance. So I've got it scheduled to in the morning, there's an inspirational quote or Bible verse or whatever every morning, around 6 a.m. And at lunch, I oftentimes have some sort of a question to get people involved. I schedule all those out 2 weeks in advance. So then the only thing I have to worry about posting during the day is if I'm going to do a sweaty selfie or a video of myself working out, or, if I'm posting about my challenge group or whatever. Everything else I have scheduled out. And so the things that I'm posting are fast. And I don't want to say wasting my time, but I'm using my time more efficiently. And that has decreased a lot of my inefficient time on Facebook, I would say. So if you guys have questions about those websites or whatever, I would totally, oh, can you do it on a computer? Yes, Kim, I do Buffer on the computer. The website is called Buffer app, so I assume there's an app as well.
Yeah.
But I actually do it all on my computer. But I think you can do it on an iPad or an iPhone or whatever as well. But I highly recommend it. And in order to schedule in your groups for Buffer, at least you have to pay $10 a month. But to me, that's totally worth it, because it saves you so much time. And I prefer Buffer because Hootsuite, when you upload a picture, it just uploads it a little bit funnier, in my opinion. Buffer makes it look like you've uploaded it just then. But Hootsuite, it's kind of this weird link type of thing. I don't know. That's just my opinion. But anyway, I highly recommend to do that.
Right. That is very smart to do. And it is about working smarter, which is something that I'm still working on. So when you're even tracking your business is working smarter. It's organization. Yeah. And if you start this, if you're a new coach, if you start this from the beginning, I will tell you right now that you're going to surpass your goals, and it's just going to be a habit, and it's just going to be part of what you do, instead of coming in and then having a list, then starting tracking, then doing this. So if you're tracking from the beginning, go for it. And don't let the numbers intimidate you. This is about growth. Don't think that you have to take this and just run with it. Don't compare your journey to anybody else's. So if your goal is, I want to make, let me look at the thing. This is where the Sarah's reverse engineering comes from, which is the way that I track. If you want to make $1,000 weekly, and you're supposed to do 8 business invites per week, and you don't hit that goal that week, don't beat yourself up. It's the beginning. Be proud of yourself if you didn't do 8 business invites, but you did like 10 challenge group invites. So just know that you're going to have to grow. And this is a great way for you to see where you have to grow. It's not a race. A lot of us want to hit our goals really, really fast, and some of us want to pace ourselves. It's not a race. It is your journey. So don't let tracking intimidate you. Just know that tracking is a guide, and it's like brushing your teeth. It's just something that you're doing. It's something that you have to do to maintain the health of your business, which is going to create the wealth that you want. So that is the best way for me to put what tracking is about. And I absolutely love what Amy says about, the compound effect. I actually wrote down earlier in my notes, compound effect and Go for No. Because for me, these 2 books talk about being consistent. It talks about getting over your fears. Like they say, Rome wasn't built in a day. That's very, very true. Like if you are consistent with something, just know that, it's going to pay off in the long run, no matter how long it takes. I will tell you guys that I think from November up until, I don't know when, I was just working. I just had my head down. I was working. And I feel like just like the last 2 weeks, maybe I would say the last week and a half, I've worked less. I've worked a little bit less than I normally do, and it feels weird. I feel like I still have to like bust my ass, sort of say. And I will continue to work hard, but I was able to do a little bit of relaxing last Friday, and I was anxious because I wasn't working and I haven't been working as much, and it makes me feel anxious. But I will tell you guys that I see what Lauren was telling me. She's like, you're not going to feel out of balance all the time. And I will tell you, you will feel more in balance, I think, if you track from the beginning, and you will feel more in balance if you are doing this brushing your teeth, so to speak, which is just a habit of tracking and keeping lists. I still am working on getting my list, and I have paper, I have Google Drive, but I'm old school and sometimes it doesn't get into Google Drive. That's something that I'm working on. But from the beginning, if you do this, I promise you, your business will move forward. Because if you're not tracking and you're not seeing what you're doing and you're busy and you log into Facebook and you're scrolling through the newsfeed and commenting, but you're not like running social media, don't let social media run you. And this is still something that I'm working on too. You run your social media. Don't let social media run you. And that falls into Power Hour. And that falls into, and I can post a video on Power Hour, but that falls into being consistent and having a game plan, which is looking at your tracker, looking at your why, looking at your goals, looking at your activity at night. If you didn't, get those business invites out, write a list of people that you're going to invite or start a conversation with. If you didn't get to that on your tracker the day before or the day of. So those are just a few tools for you guys, and I'll make sure to upload this. And I do want to do a call to action. I would like you to come up with what tracking system you would like to use. Watch this video, watch Sarah Tries video, and then the next week, decide whether you're going to track or not. And let your coach know that you want to start tracking your business and come up with a game plan and a goal for you. So if you have a goal and you set up what goal you want, come up with a game plan with your coach and start tracking. So that is my call to action, and I'll make it more clear when I upload this video. So Amy, do you want to add anything?
No, thank you.
Okay.
I want to show you something after you stop the recording.
Sure. All right. Bye, guys. I hope you learned something. And next week, I will be offering an incentive for those who are on the call and for those who do their call to action. So I'll talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.